belong to the district. And I was in the Brooklyn.
Ready?
Let's call
Thank you.
it,
Can we go?
too.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our Fair Transit Advisory Committee meeting for November the 13th, 2019. At this time, I would like to call this meeting to order. If we can please have roll call.
Juan Avila,
Present.
Sergio Sanchez,
Present.
Luis Gomez,
Present.
Mike Hazen,
Absent.
Judson Somerville,
Absent.
Guillermo Castro,
Here.
Yesenia Escobedo,
Absent.
Richard Geisler,
Here.
Rosie Centeno Hinojosa,
Present.
and we do have a quorum, Ms. Rabbi.
Thank you, ma'am. At this time, if we can please stand, face our flag. Mr. Geisler, will you lead us, please, sir?
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If you please remain standing. Ladies and gentlemen, let's just recall November the 11th, all of our soldiers, our forgotten soldiers, our soldiers that were back and the soldiers that did not make it back, especially around this time of days that Thanksgiving and the Christmas holidays start coming up on us. Remember their families and remember those fighting heroes for us. You'd like to take a moment of silence and meditation on each and on your own.
Lord have mercy.
Thank you. You may be seated. At this time, I'd just like to ask Mr. Villarreal or Sandy, how many absences does Mr. Kazin have? And I'll let you know why in just a second.
Please, do you have the attendance?
Yes, you do.
Or Mr. Kazen?
With today, he'll
Yes.
have 3. He would have April the 9th, October the 8th, and today, November 13th.
Okay, and just FYI, I did receive a call from him, and this is nothing to hide. I did receive a call from him. His schedule is completely booked, and he will remain, but then he is thinking about stepping down. Okay, so just for your information, he is thinking about stepping down, but for right now, he's still on board, but he did give me that thought. On the lady, Mrs. Escobedo, she did call me and she said she was gonna be out of town. Unfortunately, the schedule is, with her work, it's piling up on her, so she couldn't make it to today's meeting. I said, I hope you're not thinking about quitting on us. She said, no, please, give me, it's just that my schedule at work is just mandatory for me to go out of town. So, just FYI on that. Again, the food that was given to us this afternoon, thank you to Councilman Mercurio Martinez. You get a chance, please, give him our thanks because, it was a last minute thing that I called him up and he did honor us the request.
Thank you, Mr. Martinez. Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am. Do we have anybody for public comments?
No, we don't, Ms. Rabbi.
Thank you, ma'am. Let's go ahead and we'll scroll down over to staff reports.
I think it's the approval of the minutes.
I read the minutes and I feel.
Approval of the minutes.
Oh, okay, I'll see it, I'm sorry.
I went over the minutes and I feel that they're correct, so I would like to move that we approve the minutes as it was.
I have a motion for minutes to be approved as is. Do we have a second? Second by Mr. Castro. Any questions? Motion carries. We said no public comments, so we'll go ahead and scroll down now to staff reports and communications, please.
For the month of October, we had a total of 3,972 riders compared to last year, 4,162. And for the cancellations report, we had a total of 692 for the month of October. We had a total of 127 no-shows, and it is broken down into cancel at the door, which we had a total of 68. A client not ready, 23. Cancel from dispatch, 8 riders, and we tried calling 27 passengers, and they did not answer. No-show from dispatch, we had a total of 1. The end of the month registered customers, we had a total of 33, 15 of them being renewals, 18 new clients. For the mobility report, we had a total of 190, I'm sorry, we have a total of 194 wheelchair customers and 61 riders that used it for the month of October. On the next page, you'll see the fixed route wheelchair boardings report. And we had a total of 169 for the month of October for the fixed route bus service. And Mr. Villarreal will go over the lift budget update report.
On our operations, support service administration maintenance, our year-to-date budget starting at 33,000. So far, we've had an expense of 10,000, so our balance is 23,000. On our fuel and lubricant, we have 107,000. Our expenses so far have been 14,000, so we have a balance of 92,000. On our insurances, we have a $131,000 budget. Our expenses so far have been 27,000, and our balance are 104,000. On our IT department expenses, we have a budget of about 36,000. Our expenses have totaled 3,700, and we have a balance of 32,000. And our biggest one, which is our personnel, we have a budget of 1,354,000. Our expenses so far have been 143,000, so we have a balance of 1,211,000. So we're still good on.
Aunque sea dinero todavía.
You just you move.
We can do more the buses.
Because the old vans have 178,000 miles or more. That's a lot, but they're pushing okay.
Mr. Chairman, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
I did miss one meeting, I wasn't sure if we had asked as far as the more detail on the budget line items. I'm not sure if that was a meeting I perhaps missed.
Where it was where we provided the whole budget summaries where you got to see the whole expenses. I mean, I can send you a copy of the
Can you
same-
please, yeah, because I missed one meeting, and that was the one that I had
Yes.
requested, so I apologize.
No, no.
No,
I would like to
I
see
have
that,
copies
but
of
he
what
did-
was sent.
okay.
They did provide it to us, just for
Okay.
FYI. They did provide it to us. It was very explanatory.
Okay, I'd like to see it, and then we'll
You
go
can send
over.
it to just forward. an
Would that be
email.
okay if I saw it, then I bring it up at an next meeting? So
Most
if any
definitely.
questions? Okay, I'll do that then.
I'll
Thank
go ahead
you.
and forward you a copy.
I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Any other questions?
And I guess I'll go over the monthly maintenance report. So for the month of October, there was a total of 28,458 miles traveled. The preventive maintenance 100% on time. Road calls on the lift, there was only one for the whole month. For our fixed route services, we had a total of 161,332 miles traveled. 100% preventive maintenance on time, and we had 0 roll calls for the ramps and lifts for fixed route services for the whole month.
Quick, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I just have a question. Do we know when our new vans are gonna be coming in, Ms. San Miguel or Ms. Cindy or Ms. Soto?
No, Ms. Centeno, we do not have an actual date when the vans would be arriving, but we will keep you posted every month.
By any chance, you don't happen to know if they're going to be as high as the present new ones that we have?
Like, replace the older fleet? Yes, they will.
Are they gonna be as high as those ones?
Oh, hi, I'm
Yes.
sorry.
The steps
The
are,
The
I
steps, yes ma'am, yes ma'am.
think it's the same specs,
It's
no?
the same.
It would be the same specs.
They're gonna be the same? Because those steps are very high. Because I have problems going in and down. Can you imagine other people?
You
Okay.
can always request for the bus driver to bring
To
down
use
the
the
lift.
No,
Yes.
they asked me, but I feel that it's more work for the driver
Well,
to bring the lift down.
I mean.
It's okay.
It's
and if
okay,
I-
that's-
If I may on that
that's
one,
okay.
I mean, that's,
I understand,
that's their
and I-
job
and I-
assignment, but
And they asked me, I mean, I'm not saying they haven't asked me, they've all asked me. And like I always said, I don't have no complaints on the drivers.
I think, you know, and
And
I.
maybe that's going to be the best way. I don't know, but it might be.
And I just want to say, you know, I've seen, for one reason or another, I know Rosa told me last time, she said, "Well, los anda siguiendo que no." I happen to be all over Laredo nearly all the time. That's my job. I run from Del Mar to Southside, from Southside to Del Mar all the time. I'm always, you know, but I like to take a different view every time I go back and forth. But I had never seen a driver be that courteous, and it was one of the new band, but traffic was so hectic right there on Jackman and Bartlett area. See, but you know what? The driver actually put his emergency stoplight. There was an elderly lady trying to cross, and people would just, you know, they wouldn't have the courtesy to, you see that the elderly lady was having problems with even walking. The guy actually, you know, I know it was a guy, but he actually put his flashers on. The person, you know, crossed over, and I was trying to get the van number, but everybody was just like honking at each other, and I was just said, darn it, and I flicked back, but I couldn't catch him anymore. But whoever that driver was, you know, that's the kind of things that Laredo wants to see. And that driver really, really deserves a pat on his back, because
How long
to do
ago
something
was
like
this,
that,
Mr. Avila?
huh?
How long ago was this?
I would go back at least 3 weeks.
3 weeks ago?
Yes, ma'am. But I don't know who the driver was, but I tell you what,
In the morning or afternoon? Just,
no, como mediodía.
okay.
But he deserves a pat on the back, that's for sure. And
I
it's-
just mentioned it to the lift department, and I'm sure they'll know who it is.
And for me to, you know, say something like that is hard, because I'm my mother always saying, I'm proud of you. But I'm just saying, that one's a pat on the back. That was a pat on the back. What's left? I'm sorry, can we continue?
I believe that's the end of the staff reports, Mr. Avila.
Okay, is there any questions or comments on the staff reports? Questions or comments? Can we have a motion to approve?
I don't know.
Motion by Rosie Centeno. Can I have a second, please? Second by Mr. Sanchez. And do we have anything for discussion with possible recommendations? No? Anything for executive session? Okay, before we do Mr. Geisler's favorite words, I would like to take the time to say, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great year. A lot of us have had a lot of ups and downs. But as we get closer to Thanksgiving, we must remember that it's a family thing, it's a friendship, you know, family day. I would like to thank everybody that accepted me as to be the chairman for this board, and I hopefully do the job that I know that Mr. Kazin did for a very, very long time, for 8 years. I did bring up to the councilman also that on the next meeting, Ms. San Miguel, if we're going to go ahead, we would like the whole board to be there. We would like to recognize Mr. Kazin with a plaque with everybody's name on it, all the board members, and of course
I feel he deserves
Sandy
it.
and I'm sorry.
I feel he deserves it.
Absolutely, you know, to be here for 8 consecutive years, you know, and stay within margin of not being kicked out because of absences, you know, that means a lot. It speaks for itself. So he did say that they would get the plaque ready. So again, you know, so we'll let y'all know. I'll communicate with Sandy or or somebody, so y'all can be aware of the date. I would like for everybody to be present when he gets that plaque, because I think it's a well-deserved glad that he needs to be recognized for the hard work and dedication he had towards this committee. Would anybody has any words to say before we go ahead and do Mr. Geister's special?
Well, I think he deserves it because Mr. Kazin brings a lot of knowledge, just like Mr. Centeno here. I came onto this board because we needed to make quorum, and I think that's the only thing that I bring to this table, is trying to make quorum, and I failed twice. And thing about it is that you lead by example, and I think Mr. Kazin has done that, and Mr. Centeno, him being present here, has done that through the years. And I think to just get them out or move them out, they bring a lot of wealth in knowledge of how things are run in the past and how things can go. You know, I commend Mr. Sanchez, the new young millennium that come and take an active role. And I always said that leadership, it comes in all sizes and shapes, but we as the older generation, I hate to even say about it, as we pass the baton, we must be the role models for the young people to come, because they're the ones that are going to govern. They're the ones that are going to pick up the pieces what we leave behind. And Mr. Kazin has been the model of being that leader for us, and of course the people that support him. So I congratulate whoever nominated for that, but that's the best recognition that
I echo your words, Mr. Castro, because you are absolutely correct.
that is correct.
You know, we need young people that continue doing what we're doing, because pretty soon we probably won't even be here.
That's right. Right.
And we need to understand that these young people are the ones that are going to hit the future.
That's right. And through that leadership, and the seeds that we plant today, tomorrow will grow.
Wait a minute. I don't mean no disrespect to laugh, but when you made the comment, we might not be here like, where? Like, we are falling apart, but hang on in there. Wait, we're falling apart, but hang in.
Last night I had a big surprise. A young man, I mean, for me, he's a young man, Mr. Armando Rodriguez.
Oh, yes.
He worked for the charity department, and then he worked for Mr. Rodriguez. He's laying in rest right now. I was very surprised. It shocked me up here last night when my son told me. I said, I mean, true, I saw him about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was a shocking.
That's what I
phone call
mean,
that-
we don't know, sir.
He was a constable?
Yeah, the constable?
Yeah, he worked with the
But
company.
death knocking your door, be ready. We don't know when. We just gotta be ready.
We just gotta be ready, that's true.
Thank you, Mr. Castro. Mr. Sanchez?
I would just like to extend a little bit of what he was saying. I appreciate, first of all, your perception of me, and second of all, yeah, Mr. Kazin, since I came here, he didn't receive me well. We started debating a little bit. Politics got in the way, but that's how I saw him. I saw him like a very firm, disciplined, well-rounded man. And that's something, like you were saying, it's something that us, like I'm 28 years old, like something us millennials look up to, you know, like a challenge. Like, you know, he has a lot of knowledge, he has a lot of awareness, and this is my first membership. And he introduced me, and he gave me a little preview, a little taste of his personality, and I mean, if his skills and everything that he did for this pack for 8 years is not rewarded, then I don't know what is.
Exactly. And I commend you for coming aboard, because there's a lot of young millenniums that, I say millenniums, a word that came up to me that they like to be defined, is that they don't take the time to
They don't wanna do it.
They don't want to do it, and they want to complain. And, you know, it's like us. When we were coming up, we were always complaining of our parents, but we took the role model, and we complained about the establishment. But lo and behold, we became the establishment.
Exactly.
And exactly, this is what I'm saying. If you want to make change, you guys have to start now. And don't perceive on who's going to change it. Not us. That's, we're set in our ways, but we're beginning to listen. And when we listen, change happens. And I always tell my son, you all complain. Make a difference. Go out and vote. Can you imagine if they went out and voted together? We would have a different attitude of the way we look at life today.
What did we have, 8%?
That's
this
what,
last election?
Oh, God, it was terrible.
that's what I'm saying.
My
They don't
father-
come out and vote, but
My father used to have a saying in Spanish, tienes que agarrar el toro de los cuernos.
that's right.
And that's the only way you can do, make a difference. And it's
Make a
true. Believe me, it's true. And if we don't, we're gonna stay there always.
Always.
And we can talk and talk and talk and nothing's gonna happen.
That's right.
Thank you, Mr. Sanchez. Mr. Centeno, do you have any words?
Well, I said, Mr. Kaysen and I have worked together for many, many years. He's taught me some, I've taught him some. We've learned from each other, and I respect him very, very much, because he is a fine man, not a young man, but a fine man. And we've always worked together, and he's a hard worker, and he gets things rolling.
That's right.
And I do have to appreciate all the years he gave to this committee, and he was always here. And that, you know, you don't find that very much.
We'll find commitment.
So we have to really understand that those things are what keeps these boards and these things that need to be done going for the people in the community and for our community, because that's what makes a difference, when we make things for our community. And I really want to thank him, and I'm very happy that he's gonna get that plaque, because he very well deserved, like I said, and I hope we continue working together and doing what we have to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Centeno. Mr. Gomez?
Yes, I just met Mr. Kazin as I came in as a new PAC member, and his words to me were very welcoming, because it does make sense what he told me, because we do need, as part of this committee, a cross-section of different community members and different, we all have different strengths, and to be able to sit at one table, we didn't know we knew each other until we were actually at one of our
Your event, yeah.
one of our events.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute, Mr. Castro, you and I have known each other, but yet here's where we ended up talking and
Knowing each other
meeting,
more.
when we didn't realize that. So this committee and being a part of this is very important for me, because I have a son with special needs, and one day he probably is gonna use this service.
Exactly.
And so I'm preparing myself, so not only become a member, but a future user for my son, even if he does or if he doesn't. That's still gonna be able to help the rest of the community be a part of what it is that we're doing. So this is very important, that I take very seriously, to be able to as Mr. Kazin said, as seriously as he took it, for us to take the baton as a new member and move that forward. And what is it that I take our responsibility to heart, because of the fact of what it is that we're doing for the community and what we're doing for the city together. So those are the words that I wanted to make sure Mr. Kazin knew, especially on the record, that he knew that he's impacted me to why we're doing what we're doing. So I look forward to continuing to serve this committee as well. If I do half the job, at least a third of the job in this case, then I think I'll have mission accomplished for mine. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gomez. Mr. Geiser?
I say amen to everything you all have said, because it's been said. I move to adjourn.
Of course.
Second?
Anybody on our staff, administration? Ladies and gentlemen, as y'all know, like we said, the time schedules are very, very tight. We're just named into another committee for the city of Laredo. I'm in the
Civil service.
Thank you, the Civil Service Committee. I was just sworn in, I believe about 2 weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago. So yeah, I'm sorry, now I'm 4 committees. It's very, it's very hard, but you have to commit. When you commit, we committed to 100%. I do have a question for staff. I'm looking at it. It's not a done deal yet, but I'm looking forward to this. If we get it for Christmas, I would like, and I think Sandy would probably be the one that would know about this, and her dispatchers. How many out of the riders from paratransit do you actually think that they would need a bag of groceries, something that we could give to them on a personal basis, in behalf of the committee, of course, but we don't want to open up a can of worms where everybody's going to act like they're going to get what we're talking about needy. And when we say needy, we mean that financial wise, you know for a fact, y'all should, I know y'all know for a fact, you know, who would it be?
I guess I'll respond that, but
Yeah.
we do not collect any income or anything, any financial information, and if we had, we will not be able to disclose
Yeah.
it, so
Privacy,
are
yeah.
willing
That would be hard.
to
Yes.
remove ourselves from that. First of all, we do not collect any financial information.
I don't
It's the
wanna-
application process.
I would like to defer no one, but I have a feeling, this is me talking, because I ride with most of them, Mr. Avila, so well known.
Correct. Yes, I know that.
I feel that the most thing, the most people that I see in need are really the people that go to dialysis. Those, to me, are the ones that are in most need. But I might be wrong, I don't know.
We
That's
will
all I
not
can
be
say.
able to comment at all on that.
But it depends to you, for you, Mr. Avila.
I'll discuss it with two of the council members, because I, you know, for one reason or another, and that's exactly what I'm gonna bring up in the other one. Yes, Mr. Geiser?
One of the things I just went over to Ms. Ramos with Veterans Serving the Need,
Correct.
and she's carrying, I mean, they're doing a heck of a job, and the food bank, I have some friends on the board, and they're doing that too, so,
We do it with the Love Organization, Dr.
Dr.
Carranza.
Canales.
We do it for Thanksgiving and for Christmas.
but I can see what Mrs. Centeno was saying, that, like, if you're going through dialysis, you're going through something.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
And it's just that, you know, we need to show that, you know, we're here also to be some sort of way of supportive. You know, I understand that, you know, maybe legal wise or something like that could be, you know, looked at. But like I said, I'll bring it up to one of the council members and take it from there, because, you know, I feel that there's gotta be, there's always, if there's a will, there's a way. And if the will is there and the people are willing to help out, then by all means, I just got 150 turkeys donated today. So I'm gonna be out giving turkeys next week, you know. Because why? Because there's a will.
Yeah.
And if there's a will, there's a way. You know,
If you're
not
gonna give out
too,
any sounds, let me know, because I've got people calling me already.
okay.
Because every year I help people out with, you know, to.
Well, we're gonna be giving out, we're gonna try to, you know, give out as much as possible. As a matter of fact, I would just send a letter over right now. They're asking for a $1,500 donation for 300 people to be, so they can eat a turkey. You know, so it's now at the time where it's, you know, it's crucial to say no. It's hard to say no, but,
It's hard to say
you know, we gotta keep going forward. Thank you very much. Anything else? Anybody? Mr. Geiser, go ahead.
Move to adjourn.
Can I have a second?
Oh, second.
Second? Thank you, Ms. Centeno.
All
We're
right.
adjourned. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
To you too, sir. What do I say, meeting?
I'm on my way.
I've been trying to call you, look at the basketball outcome right now. I keep seeing you, God, and I wanted to put a team.
Anytime.
Well, I called you and I text you. I think when it comes up, you have one on member. And you doing it, 15.
Yes.